question for the mayor. Some members of the Jewish community, including Democratic Congressman Josh.
Oh, yeah. Zohran was asked about the AIPAC. Now is the time for monsters comparison or statement. And he had a pretty good response to it. New York Mayor Zohran Mamdani holds a press conference where he is held to account for his previous sentiment that identified AIPAC as a malign force corrupting American politics, which is objectively true. But of course, in the United States, when you say objectively true things, they punish you for it endlessly, senselessly, ceaselessly. I got a protein burrito, chat. Are they saying monsters an anti-Semitic slur? No.
Gottheimer were alarmed by the language you used at the rally last week, calling AIPAC monsters who move dark money. These are phrases that invoke old anti-Semitic tropes and conspiracy theories. What do you say to those who are concerned that the language you used is dangerous?
Now, I want to be very clear. We're talking about a status quo where children are being killed on a daily basis. More than 1,000 Palestinians have been killed by the Israeli military since the so-called ceasefire. Even an Al Jazeera journalist, Ahmed Wishah, was killed this past Saturday by an Israeli strike. And when I am speaking about AIPAC, I'm speaking about an organization that has been supportive of the status quo, that has fought any attempt to actually deliver safety to people not just in Palestine, but frankly, through much of the region. And it is a status quo for immorality. It is one that I will not accept. And when it comes to the way in which they defend the status quo, oftentimes they defend it through direct contributions, as we are seeing right now in New York 13. Oftentimes they also support the status quo through dark money, by filtering money that would have previously been directly from AIPAC, now through other shell organizations whose identities of their contributors are only made clear after an election. And I think that it is important that when we ask ourselves how such death and destruction is happening overseas, we also name those who allow it to take place.
All right, we're going to go.
Cooked. Good No apologies, no nothing. Respect. Damn, we got a applause break, too. That's crazy.
Your word choice, though, monsters. Do you have any regret? Would you clarify or apologize for that?
So, you know, I was quoting Gramsci.
Immediately. Oh, well, what about the language? It's like, I just described to you an institution that is fully in support of child murder, and you're asking me if I'm hurting the feelings of people who are funneling resources into American politics to subvert American democracy to continue at the institutional level full funding of child murder. No, they are monsters. Monsters is kind in comparison to what they should be called. They should be imprisoned.
Who said that the old world is dying and the new world struggles to be born. Now is the time of monsters. I used the term to describe all those who are preventing the birth of a new world. Not solely AIPAC, but frankly, super PACs at large who are spending millions of dollars in deceptive and misleading ads that are blanketing airwaves, not just in the case of Daria Lisa Avila Chevalier, but also we see that kind of PAC spending when it comes to oppose Brad Lander, who's running for Congress, as well as Claire Valdez, as well as a number of other races. And I also used the term to describe a politics that for far too long has asked working people to lower their expectations. It has asked working people to be satisfied with small victories as their wages grow even smaller. And my use of the term is a broad use that speaks to the untenable nature of a status quo that is quite literally starving people in this city, all in the name of sustaining something that we simply cannot defend any longer.
Cook.
Thank you.
Henry, go ahead.
Dude, anytime he has a bold moment, though, they hit him with the Hasan edit. You see the
And then Morgan.
like now that he's moving a little differently than normally, and he is rising to the moment, for the record, like coming out and showing support and putting all of his like established credibility behind Daria Liza, behind Claire. Respect. Okay? I'm giving him his flowers. He's doing more than I thought he would be doing. I'm giving him his flowers here, but notice how he's getting cooked now.
Hi, Mayor. I know it's a big day tomorrow. Specific question, do you agree with the comments of your endorsed candidate, Daria Liza Chevalier, on opposing deportations regardless of criminal record?
You know, I've been clear that I'm proud of our sanctuary city status. It is a status that we have had in this city for decades. It's also a status that, when there's the conviction of more than 170 serious crimes, does allow for coordination with the federal government on that. However, beyond that, that is something that we have made clear we are not going to allow this city to become the civil immigration enforcement arm of a federal government that is hell-bent on a deportation regime that would rip families apart across this city.
So do you have a comment on the comments that you made in recent interviews?
I've been clear about where I stand on this, and I'm looking forward to making sure that a city where more than 3 million New Yorkers are of an immigrant background, including myself, is one where they understand we're going to follow the laws that we have, and we're proud to do so.